Rightio, welcome again to my new reattempted version of the the old landing at San Diego. This time I have set the correct QNH, so the altimeter setting is now vitally set correctly to 2998, which is the local, which is in Mercury, just coming in over the mountains now. I think there's a few observatories that could be seen. Those two buildings on the top, interesting. Yeah, so we're coming in over the mountains. San Diego is just ahead on the right. So we're doing a left turn and then a right turn after Lindy. Kind of through 6,000 feet now. We're supposed to be at Lucky at 6,000, so that's about 2 miles. So perfectly good timing. I'm going to actually activate the approach phase now. The approach phase is confirmed. Since we're practically established, I'm going to arm approach. So we've gotten into RNAV mode here. Progress is set. We've got 0.03. Well, 0.3, so we're all good for the accuracy. San Diego's a short runway, so I'm going to use autobrake medium. Short-ish, 2,700 meters, so it's okay. It's actually not too bad. But for an international airport, it's not particularly long. So the NSA is 5.4. Safe. And that is basically our San Diego. There's no chance of the ground chart here, that's going to tell us how the runway is. So the runway is 2865 meters, which is plenty, but we've got a long displacement threshold, so we lose a lot of that actually. Okay, just turning on to long final now, coming in over the observatories here. Lovely, just descending now down. Final app is engaged because we're in approach mode on the MCDU, and we're on the approach autopilot settings. What's that? Landing lights on. Wait on lights, signals on. And there's the takeoff. Okay, we're going to do manual landing today. We've got about 15 miles to go, I should imagine. Newly installed Latin VFR San Diego Sunrise, so this should be considerably nice to look at than it used to be. Hopefully, I think the city's actually loaded in properly because Latin VFR have actually basically overwritten some of that photogrammetry with real buildings. So rather than just getting my weird little pyramidical structures, we actually get a full-on system. Okay, flaps 1. And speed rest check, we're going to come down to about 190 knots for that. Recall is fine, status is also okay. Okay, going to be landing flaps full. We're on profile now, just going to check that QNH is 2997 despite METAR reporting 2998. That's just a slight discrepancy with the system there. Okay, how far have we got? About 8 miles? Yeah, 10 miles to go. So I'm going to call now flaps 2 actually. I'm just going to use a little bit of speed rate just to bump that off. Bump off that bit of speed there to get us below the 200 knots mark. The problem is now we've got slats out, and slats don't actually add any drag, they just add lift, which is lovely, but it doesn't slow you down. So there we go. Speed check is okay. We've got flaps 2, so the slats extend now nearly all the way, and then we've got some flap coming out which adds drag now. So you can see the speed now bleeds off a bit quicker. 2,500, we've got about 7.5 miles to go, gear down. Flaps 3. And speed check is okay, we can do flaps full actually. There you go, flaps full. Just keep the speed brake on until we have hit our actual approach speed. We've got about 3 knot headwind at the moment, so it's nothing too drastic. There goes, that needs to be armed. Medium set, flaps down. Gear down, 3 greens, all lights on, cabin signs are activated, and we've also just called the cabin crew. Okay, we're passing through, so minimum descent was 5.4, so I'm going to set 6,000 on the missed approach altitude there. You can see the runways coming up ahead. So this approach is pretty okay until we get to the last sector, and as you know we get very close to terrain at that point. Looking on the left hand side we've got Coronado. The US Navy base here, Pacific Fleet, Naval Air Station, North Island. Coronado Beach there is lovely with a nice little headland ahead. San Diego loading nicely on the left. I think that's Petco Park there. Let's actually see some of it this time, rather than just being a lump of photogrammetric nonsense. Okay, just mashing B, so we've still got the QNH set properly. We're going to leave it as is. The forecast has actually got a bit of hazy fog, so let's just quickly last minute check that. Yeah, 6 miles visibility with fog. We're very close to our dew point. We've got 20 degrees Celsius with 18 degrees dew point, so if the temperature starts decreasing, which it might do since it's afternoon now, no, it's not even afternoon, it's going to be increasing, so actually no real fog risk. That's why it's actually quite okay. Okay, starting to get a bit bumpy now. And you're flying.
$1,000.
Looking good. Museums here on the right.
100 above.
Yeah, looking good.
400.
We're just up on the Pappy actually directly. We're not allowed to be
Minimum.
below
400.
Pappy unless we're over threshold. So the Pappy is vital here. It's actually in the
300.
approach notes. Fly the approach on or above Pappy until threshold. Okay, so we go coming in over the parking lot now. Oh, the city looks much more realistic. A lot more palm trees and such. Okay, we're now okay to dock below Pappy.
100.
Good, 50 feet over the threshold roughly.
50. 40. 30. 10.
It's touchdown. And reverse. Takes a while for the reversers to actually kick in, but that's actually quite realistic. You've got medium water brake, the brake's actually kicking a lot quicker. Okay, we'll exit here onto Bravo 7. Looks lovely. Yeah, so the Latin VFR certainly is a big improvement over default. It's not particularly amazing, but actually it does a lot for the city, which I hadn't seen when I first just logged in. Okay, that's the speed brake up and the flaps retracting. Landing lights off. And strobe lights off as well. To the bay there. Oh, it's a bit bumpy actually, Latin VFR. I can do something about that maybe. Okay, takes turn 28. Parking brake is now set. APU is not online, so we'll just turn off the engines and hope that that works. Ground services. Toggle jetway, there we go. And deboard. That's the international terminal. Hey, where you going? Thank you. So that approach looks a lot better actually. When you're coming in over the city, you see the palm trees, you get a vibe for the place a lot better than the original photogrammetry scenery, because those trees and photogrammetry are god awful. So yeah, it's a good mixture actually, a good blend, and well dealt with the fact that they've managed to kind of write over the photogrammetry scenery without having too much of a massive problem. Performance is always a bit of a problem at San Diego, and this seems to be doing the same, if not better, than the default airport. The performance being because of that photogrammetry. So there you go. and RNAV approach to San Diego's runway 27.